From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 9th, 2022. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett made a previously unannounced visit to the United Arab Emirates today on the invitation of UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. The Prime Minister's office said Bennett was welcomed to Abu Dhabi by an honor guard and by Emirati Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed, and then met privately with the Emirati president and discussed with him a series of economic and regional issues. Bennett later tweeted of the visit to the UAE, "The relationship is tightening. We discussed in depth regional issues. We both have a common goal, a safe and prosperous Middle East." In his remarks before departing for the Emirates, Bennett also addressed the decision of the International Atomic Energy Agency to censure Iran for not cooperating with the IAEA. The U.S., Germany, France, and Britain had submitted a resolution for the censure, which Bennett welcomed, saying this is a significant decision that exposes Iran's true face. Iran's foreign ministry today condemned the adoption of the resolution, which it said is based on the hasty and unbalanced report of the Director General of the IAEA and on false and fabricated information from the Zionist regime, Israel. Meanwhile, the Times of Israel cites Director General Rafael Grossi saying that Iran informed the agency that it would be installing 2 new cascades at one of its nuclear sites to enrich uranium, and that the Islamic Republic is removing 27 surveillance cameras from nuclear sites in the country. Grossi said in Vienna today that this presents a serious challenge to the agency's ability to monitor Iran's program, and that this would be a fatal blow to the current Iran talks. The chairman of Yad Vashem, the World Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem, Danny Dayan, held a first-of-its-kind meeting today, a private audience with the Pope at the Vatican. Yad Vashem wrote the meeting's focus was to bolster collaborative activities between Yad Vashem and the Vatican in areas of Holocaust remembrance, education, and documentation, and to discuss efforts to fight anti-Semitism and racism worldwide. Dayan saying, during the historic meeting today with His Holiness Pope Francis, I felt the weight of responsibility as someone who represents not only himself and not only the present, but rather the entire Jewish people throughout its history. Dayan presented the pontiff with a replica of a painting depicting the 10 Commandments. The original painting, a plaque, adorned a Torah ark in Chernauts, Romania, now Chernovice, Ukraine. And Yad Vashem noted, it is all that remains from this once thriving center of Jewish life in Romania before it was destroyed by the Nazis during the Holocaust. The original plaque is on display at the Yad Vashem Synagogue. Well, even though Israel has no diplomatic ties with Qatar, Israeli soccer fans will be able to travel to the small Arab Gulf nation for the World Cup in November. This after Israel's Ministers of Foreign Affairs Yair Lapid, of Defense Benny Gantz, and Culture and Sport Minister Chili Tropper reached a deal with FIFA, the international governing body of soccer. Tropper was cited by the Times of Israel saying that sports have the power to cross continents and connect peoples and countries. Saying Tropper welcomed the ability of Israelis to take part in the biggest celebration of soccer in the world. Sinai Temple announced its new senior rabbis. Rabbi Nicole Guzik, the first female senior rabbi to lead the synagogue, and JBS's own Rabbi Erez Sherman of Rabbi on the Sidelines, who will together lead the prominent West Coast synagogue when veteran leader Rabbi David Wolpe steps down next year, when he will assume the role of Rabbi Emeritus. Wolpe spoke fondly of the married couple who have both been with the synagogue for many years, and of their upcoming new roles.
When you've spent 25 years in a place, what you care most about are the people who are going to succeed you. We are so lucky and so blessed to have such learned, charismatic, and kind leaders as Rabbis Guzik and Sherman I feel lucky, and Sinai is blessed, because they'll make it your home.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, June the 9th at 7 o'clock. It's Talmud Study. At 7:30, the docudrama Africa is in the spotlight. At 8, Jonathan Tobin speaks to Maurice Hirsch, head of legal strategies for Palestinian Media Watch, on Top Story. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Yiscah Smith on L'chaim. At 10, on Rabbi on the Sidelines, Rabbi Erez Sherman is joined by Mia Raskin, who plays Division I basketball for Binghamton. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 9th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.